I am not teaching, I'm publicly learning. Hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in the UK test, part 53, James VI and the First. It is on page 27, while doing morning stitching. And if you participate in the morning stitching, that is a job desk. James VI and the First. Elizabeth I never married, and so had no children of her own to inherit the throne. Inherit is the vocabulary. Okay. To inherit the throne, her throne. So Elizabeth I, the second child of Henry VIII and the surviving child of Anne Boleyn. No, Catherine of Aragon was one with multiple children. Anne Boleyn just one child with Henry VIII. So the child of Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII. She did not marry and she had no children. So she had no own child to inherit the throne. So no one who could be the next king or queen. When she died in 1603, her heir was James VI of Scotland. James VI is the son of Mary Stuart. Mary Stuart was accused by Elizabeth I of plotting against her and the throne and executed by Elizabeth I. And now the son of Mary Stuart, whom Elizabeth I had let her be executed, was her successor, her heir. So she accused her cousin, Mary Stuart, of plotting against her and executed her. She accused her of plotting against the throne and trying to overthrow of wanting to take over the English throne. And now, the son of Mary Stuart had got the English throne. The first exercise, we're having the legs standing wide apart, we're breathing in and going down. And breathe out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. One last round, we're breathing in. And out. And again in. And out. We're breathing in and closing the legs. And we're also doing the first exercise. The legs are standing a bit more than shoulders wide apart. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And out and we're going down to the side. And now breathe in and out with rib cage. Breathe in. And out. And again in. And out into the middle. And again in. And out to the side. In and out with the rib cage. And out. And again in. And out back into the middle. So, Elizabeth I, whose mother Anne Boleyn was executed by Henry VIII, let her cousin Mary Stuart be executed because she accused her or suspected her of taking over the English throne. And now, after Elizabeth I died in 1509, she inherited her throne to the son of the mother, Anne Stuart, whom she had murdered or let be executed. So that's the story. 1603 died she. 1603. He became James VI. He became James I of England, Wales and Ireland, but Scotland remained a separate country. I don't think we will get any more explanation to that. But I have a little bit background, at least enough to understand it, and let's try to figure it out. So he was James VI of Scotland, after Mary Stuart. Mary Stuart had to give him the throne because she had to flee the country because she was suspected of murdering her husband. And Mary Stuart herself had become queen at 1 week of age because her father had died. So, we had her father being the King of Scotland. Then we had her being the Queen of Scotland. She lived her childhood in France. When she came back, she was accused of murdering her husband. And she fled to England and gave her throne to her son James VI. Now she lived for 20 years in England as a prisoner of Elizabeth I because Elizabeth I suspected her of taking over the throne. When she was executed by Elizabeth I, sometime later in 1603, Elizabeth I died and had no children. And the successor to her throne, the inheritor, the heir of her throne, was James VI of Scotland. Now there was no James beforehand in England, so when he became the King of England, he became James I of England. So he was simultaneously James VI of Scotland and James I of England, but both countries remained separate countries. And it was also because Wales was made with the Statutes of Rutland in 1284 by Edward I, and then the 200 Years of War, part of Wales, and also through, there was something more about it. I don't know where it was. And he was also of Ireland, where we know, but maybe that is not so much related with the 400 years. The English had a region called Pale near Dublin, and the authority of the English king was accepted by most important lords. Through the Black Death, the region had got smaller, but there was something about religion. When the attempts by the English to impose Protestantism led to rebellion from the Irish chieftains and much brutal fighting followed. So as James I of England, he was also the King of Wales and Ireland. But he was, as James I, not the King of Scotland. Both countries remained two separate countries, but he was anyway the King of Scotland, as James VI. Let's do the next exercise. We're having the legs standing a bit more and short of wide apart. We're breathing in, letting the arms down. Now we're breathing out and sliding with one hand down the leg and the other shoulder stays down. And breathe in. And out, we're taking the arm. And breathe in and out the ribcage. And out. Again in. And out, back into the middle. And breathe in. Out as the other hand slides down the leg. And breathe in. And out the arm comes out. Breathe in and open the ribcage. And out. Again in. And out. Now close the feet. Breathe in and lift the arms up. And out and one hand comes down. Breathe in and reach to both ends. And out. Breathe in. The arm comes down. Notice. And out. And now breathe in and reach. And out. Breathe again in. And out. And breathe in and reach. And out. Breathe again in. And out. And again in and reach. And out. Now we're going on to the last two exercises. We're having the legs standing wide apart. We're breathing in. And out, and we're hanging down. And then breathe in. And out. Again in. And again in. And out to the other leg. Breathe in. And out. And again in. And out over to the other leg. And breathe in. And out. Again in. Out back into the middle. We are breathing in. And out, we're coming slowly up with the wrong back and making it a top and backwards shoulder roll. And now again with closed legs. Closed legs, we're breathing in. And out, and we're hanging down. And breathe again in. And out. And again in. And out. And again in. And out. Last time in. And out, we're coming slowly up and roll back and making it a top and backward shoulder roll. Our feet are standing wide apart. We're breathing in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. And out. Again in. Out. Usually like close the legs. And out. And back to James VI of Scotland and James I of England, Wales and Ireland, the son of Mary Stuart and the heir of Elizabeth I. That's all to James VI and I. The King James Bible. One achievement of King James' reign was a new translation of the Bible into English. We know that Henry VII, the son of Henry VII became king. Who was the successor of Henry VII? Who wrote the Book of Common Book of Prayers? Henry VIII. No. Henry VIII was succeeded by his son Edward VI. Yes, Edward VI. So after Henry VII was the one of the War of the Roses, Henry VIII was one of the 6 wives, and after Henry VIII, his third child, his first son, Edward VI became king. After that, Mary, the Bloody Mary, and then Elizabeth I. Edward VI, during his reign, was the Book of Common Prayers written, and now after Edward VI, the Bloody Mary, Elizabeth I, now James I of England. During his reign was the King James Bible written, a translation of the Bible in Latin, now in English. The Protestants, which Henry VIII was, or became, which Edward VI was under him, the Book of Common Prayers. Mary Stuart not, the first child. She was stillborn when England was still Catholic. Then Elizabeth I Protestant, and now James VI of Scotland, James I of England, probably Protestant, but of Scotland his mother was Catholic, but Scotland was Protestantic, so it's good possible that he was Protestant. Or maybe he reigned separately in Scotland and in England. Under him the King James Bible was translated into English. This version is known as the King James Bible, or the Authorized Version. So the King James Bible, or Authorized Version. It was not the first English Bible, but it is a version which continued to be used in many Protestant churches today. So the King James Bible, or the Authorized Version, made during James VI or James I of England reign, is still used in many Protestant churches today. This is the end of this video. I thank you very much, and until the next video, where we're going to talk about Ireland. So thank you very much, and until next time.